What's up, Comicbook.com? Welcome to our Wednesday edition of Comic Book Now. It's a very special edition. I just got off the phone with the Russo brothers. Yes, those are two of my favorite directors because they directed The Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War, and the best episodes of Community. And guess what? They're directing the Avengers Infinity War and the untitled fourth Avengers movie coming in 2019. And of course we talked about it, so we're going to talk a lot about that, and then we'll have way more details up on the site and their exact quotes, exactly what they said, fleshed out on ComicBook.com shortly after today's show. But we're going to dive into that in just a moment. We're also going to talk a little bit, we're going to follow up that Brock Lesnar story I touched on yesterday, Fear the Walking Dead ratings, and a little bit of Walking Dead stuff at the end. But let's dive in. You guys want this Avengers Infinity War scoop? Guys, anybody? Yeah, see, I knew it. I hear you guys. I can hear the comment section. First of all, let's talk about Civil War. Now, I got to everybody knows Spider-Man's debut was exciting. He was one of the best parts of Civil War. Everyone loved him. Tom Holland, the 19-year-old actor, nailed it. We're excited for Spider-Man Homecoming, which, by the way, sounds really, really good from what I've heard about it recently. But everyone was kind of wondering, are we going to see the Iron Spider, just like the costume we're seeing right there? It's Civil War, after all. Well, it turns out Iron Spider was considered because the Russo brothers say that all things were considered. So I'll have exactly what they set up on Comic Book, but I can say right now that they did at one point consider Iron Spider because they did say, we consider all things. And next up was Thaddeus Ross turning into Red Hulk, ever considered? Yes, also considered, but they fleshed out this theory, and why he wasn't in the movie by saying that would mean they have to go into developing a whole backstory, and they have to develop a story for the possible, like what it means, how he became Red Hulk, why he became Red Hulk, and what it means to that story and how he fits into that plot. So they elected to just go with Thaddeus Ross, but they did consider it. It was talked about early in the process in the writing room with Stephen McFeely, and Christopher Marcus. And is it possible in the future? Yes, but all things are possible in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They were quick to say, so don't get your hopes up, but it is totally a possibility that Thaddeus Ross turns into Red Hulk. That'd be super sweet. Next up, X-Men. This is the hottest topic. Will the X-Men be in Infinity War? Were they ever considered for Civil War? Now, no surprise, they were not considered for Civil War as far as the Russo brothers know. They don't know if there were any talks between 20th Century Fox and Marvel. The reason that Spider-Man was able to be there was because Sony and Marvel Studios have a relationship, and that relationship is apparently not the same between Marvel and 20th Century Fox. So will they be in Infinity War? They didn't rule it out, but they didn't say. They said that there are no talks that they're aware of, so they're not going to go ahead and put their money on the X-Men being in Infinity War. Now, I'm going to put my money on it being a possibility because when I talked to Scott Derrickson, director of Doctor Strange, he said that Doctor Strange turns the Marvel Cinematic Universe into the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse. So that sounds like they could totally go to another dimension, find the X-Men, and bring them into the Marvel Cinematic world that we have been watching. I'd be okay with that. I also kind of would hope it would be a reboot and totally new cast and stories and everything, so we wouldn't have that lack of continuity from the 20th Century Fox movies that we've had since 2000. I'm just saying. Okay, so all of that will be up on ComicBook.com and way more because Captain America Civil War hits Blu-ray and DVD on September 13th. It hits digital HD September 2nd, and that's why we were talking to them to get some scoop on Civil War and help you guys raise awareness for the DVD release, which I'm super excited about. Civil War is my favorite movie of all time, and I can't wait to own it. So, yeah. Anyway, next up, Brock Lesnar. Yesterday we talked about him kind of being a dick backstage at WWE SummerSlam with Chris Jericho. Turns out he is suspended from UFC now. This guy, maybe he left UFC and hightailed it to WWE because he knew this would happen. He failed 2 drug tests in June and July. He has been suspended. He ain't coming back to UFC anytime soon, just a thought. So that whole Conor McGregor call-out seems like it's going to fall on deaf ears because he doesn't have the option to go back and fight in UFC, and I don't think Conor McGregor is going to get into a WWE ring anytime soon, especially after he just pounded Nate Diaz in that surprise victory. Next up, Fear the Walking Dead ratings. It came back Sunday night. We had a live show afterwards with Lexi Johnson, who plays Gloria, right here. Fear the Walking Dead, though, its ratings, 3.9 million people. That's not really super great compared to The Walking Dead. Overall, it was the highest rated show on cable, right, tying with Rizzoli and Isles, 3.9 million viewers. But by comparison, The Walking Dead's mid-season premiere of Season 6 pulled in over 14 million people. But to keep things fair, to talk about The Walking Dead's second season premiere, mid-season premiere, Still more than doubled it, though, with over 8 million. So Fear the Walking Dead just not keeping up with The Walking Dead. Maybe the zombie market is oversaturated. There's too many zombies in the world and people ain't having it anymore. Finally, last story here, The Walking Dead, a message from Michael Cudlitz to fans who are trying to spoil who Negan killed. He tells Yahoo that he tells people to get over it. He says the people who are trying to spoil it are just a bunch of assholes. His words, not mine. He says that people try to trick him at conventions. They try to ask him all the time, and he doesn't tell anybody. He kind of makes jokes about it, but all in all, he just says, get over it if you're still mad about the cliffhanger at the end of season 6, wondering who Negan killed, and you're trying to pry for spoilers. Let's turn it over to questions. If you guys have any questions, let's get to those now. I got the comment section going right here. What's happening with Captain America and Hydra in the comics or the movies? Which one are you talking about? Avengers 4, can it be Secret Wars? I don't know. Can it? I would totally want to see an Infinity Gauntlet. But Infinity War will sell way more tickets than Infinity Gauntlet to people who don't read comics. What else we got? Who will be the villains of Guardians of the Galaxy? I know the answer to that. It's slipping my mind. What is the villain's name? Gosh. It's the tall, blonde lady. What's the actress's name? I need a fact checker. Love the Infinity War in the comic book and can't wait for the movie. Yeah, me either. I think Infinity Gauntlet was a better story than Infinity War. Infinity War was really good, but I think Infinity Gauntlet was really good. I think that it's going to be tough to pull off without characters like the Silver Surfer, and they have to introduce characters like Adam Warlock. So we'll have to get there, but I think that Infinity Gauntlet would be a really, really cool way to really tie together everything that's happened in the Marvel Cinematic Universe so far into a nice little bow and have it end with Thanos and him killing a bunch of Avengers. What does Hydra have going for Cap in the next movie? Well, I'm guessing the next time we see Cap, it's going to be either Spider-Man Homecoming or Avengers Infinity War. And in which either of those I don't see Hydra playing a role anymore. There's way bigger things going on, so I don't think Hydra is going to be a huge concern in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Do you think Robert Kirkman would ever make a Walking Dead movie? Yeah, totally. I think he would love to. Remember that little spin-off comic, The One Shot, The Walking Dead, The Alien? Why not make that a movie? What? Oh, that's right. Okay, Elizabeth Debicki is playing the villain. Aisha, that's the villain's name. It came to me. Aisha is the villain of, I'm pretty sure that's her name, of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Do a fact check. I should do a fact check. I should know that. Galactus. Will Galactus be in Infinity War? I don't think so. That would pertain to the XMen conversation because Galactus is currently at 20th Century Fox. He was originally going to be in that Fantastic Four. They talked about that early script. He was included in that. So, no, he's not at Marvel yet. Maybe he'll be in there down the road. Any word on when we will get a first look at Homecoming? No word on when we'll get the first look. Homecoming sounds incredible from everything I know about it. But I would guess that they would put a trailer out by around the same time as Doctor Strange, which will be, 9 months ahead of Homecoming's release. I think that could be when it comes out. But at the same time, they're going to have to promote Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Two very different movies, so it's possible that they'll both get a trailer around the same time at Doctor Strange, November 4th. I hope so. Carnage. I don't know about Carnage, but I know a Venom movie is still in the works. Flash villain for Season 3. Oh, I'm not sure. Hat. You want to see my hat? It's a Yankees hat. American Yankees hat. There you go. Levi Cook. Walking Dead, Season 99. Here's a theory. After The Walking Dead ends, Andrew Lincoln takes 10 years off of acting to try to distance himself from it, comes back as 2030's Liam Neeson. And with that, we're going to wrap it up. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you want to talk more, hit me up on Twitter at BrandonDavisBD. Love chatting with you guys. We'll get all that Avengers Infinity War and Civil War juice up on the site in just the next couple of hours. Lots of good stuff from the Russo brothers. I'm very excited to share it with you. So make sure you're refreshing ComicBook.com all day long and share all that good stuff with your friends because it's big news and it's very exciting. The MCU is blowing up. All right, guys, I'll see you soon.